Are you sure you know who you really are? For a few minutes, forget your name. Forget your job title. Forget the roles you play for other people. Parent, partner, provider, helper, the strong one, the quiet one. Because today, we're doing something bold. We're stepping past the front door of your conscious mind and walking straight onto the territory of your unconscious, to bring into the light what is at the core of your personality right now. No complicated methods, no endless questionnaires you already know how to answer correctly. Instead, we'll do one brilliantly simple psychological test, a test that works like a key that fits the lock of your soul. This is not just a picture test. This is a dialogue with your archetypes, with that ancient wisdom that sleeps inside every human being. Carl Gustav Jung believed that symbols are the language of the soul, and today, that is the language we will speak. So breathe in a little slower and get ready. Because this isn't just entertainment. It can become an awakening, the kind that quietly puts everything back in place. Before we begin, a quick roll call so I can feel whose energy is strongest here. If you're a man, type 1 in the comments. If you're a woman, type 2. Just the number, nothing else. Let's see who gathered here today to dive inward. Now here's the concept. I will show you 5 powerful images, 5 symbols, 5 states of being. Your job is not to think. Turn off the inner critic. Turn off logic and analysis. Your only task is to feel. Which image responds to you with warmth, with a strange familiarity, or even an unexplainable longing? Which one feels oddly like home? Trust the very first flicker of sensation. That first quiet pull is the voice of your true self. And since you're here, since you're willing to take this step, please pay for our work with the local currency, your like and your subscription, not as a formality, as an exchange of energy, so we can keep creating content that lights a candle in the dark. All right. 5 trees, 5 mirrors. Choose one. Image 1. The mighty oak. Picture it in full detail. This oak isn't part of a forest. It is its own forest, standing alone in a boundless open field. Its roots are thick like ship ropes, tearing into the earth, reaching down into depths where centuries keep their secrets. Its trunk is massive, covered in deep, wrinkled cracks, like the face of an old warrior who has survived 100 storms. And its crown, wide, heavy, sheltering, a whole world of shade and protection. The oak is unwavering strength, silent power, wisdom that doesn't shout, wisdom that simply is. Image 2. The weeping willow now. See the willow. It stands at the edge of quiet, still water, as if staring into a dark mirror. Its long, flexible branches, like the loose hair of a mermaid, touch the surface and draw soft ripples across it. In this image, there is no battle, no resistance, only total acceptance and a light, luminous sadness that somehow doesn't destroy you. It cleans you. Image 3. The apple tree in the garden. Now step into a garden, not wilderness, a lovingly tended place. There stands the apple tree, the embodiment of care, fertility, and creation. It might be covered in a cloud of pale pink blossoms, promising what is to come. Or it may bend under the weight of ripe apples, full, sun-warmed, heavy with sweetness. This is the energy of home, family, the joy of sharing what you have built with your own hands. Image 4. the tall pine on the cliff. Now look up. A pine tree stands alone on a rocky cliff, an ascetic philosopher that chose solitude. Its sinewy roots cling to bare, infertile stone, exposed to every storm and wind. Around it, nothing but open space, altitude, and the sharp silence of mountains. This pine is the symbol of an unbending spirit, the will to live, and the ability to find support within yourself. Image 5. The Birch Grove. Finally, the birches. Not solitude, unity. Many slim, white-trunked trees that might seem fragile alone, but together create a strength that is almost impossible to break. Their crowns weave into one green dome, and sunlight plays through it. Little moving sparks, like laughter made visible. This is lightness, brightness, friendship, mutual support. Now, your choice is already made. Do not change it. Hold it. And remember Jung's message. The one who only looks outward gets lost in dreamlike living, but the one who looks inward begins to awaken. What you chose is not just a pretty image. It is the archetype of your inner strength, breaking through the surface of your unconscious. And we're not going to guess. We're going to wake up. Are you ready? Good. Keep your choice close. Don't switch it. Don't second-guess it, because the mind changes its answer, but the soul reveals it. What you picked is not random. It's the exact symbol your unconscious used to describe what you are leaning on right now, the kind of strength you're living from, and the shadow that can quietly sabotage you if you don't notice it. Let's begin. 1. The oak, the pillar of the bloodline. If your inner gaze was captured by the mighty oak, then hear this. Right now, your soul is standing on the oldest foundation there is. Roots, lineage, tradition, and lived experience. Even if, in everyday life, you think you're just an ordinary person, this test exposes the truth. You are the pillar, the keeper, the one who holds the center when everything around you feels unstable. Your mission in this season of life is to embody stability in a world that feels like it's spinning too fast. You don't draw power from trends. You don't need the newest ideas to feel strong. Your strength comes from something deeper, the wisdom that runs in your blood. You instinctively know that most new things are simply old truths wearing fresh clothing. You are built from memory, not just personal memory, but ancestral memory. That's why people come to you in their darkest hour. Not because you promise easy comfort, but because your words have weight. You don't build castles in the air. You build foundations. And yes, some people might label you too serious, too slow, too conservative. But it isn't slowness. It's groundedness. You measure before you cut. You step only where the earth can hold you. Now every archetype has a shadow. The oak's shadow is this. Stability can harden into rigidity. Wisdom can turn into refusal. Sometimes, while being the rock for everyone else, you risk becoming stone inside yourself, unable to bend, unable to let the new enter your life. Lately, you may have felt a kind of loneliness, like that oak standing alone in an open field. But listen carefully. This is not abandonment. This is the solitude of power. The quiet before a warrior lifts the sword. You don't need to scream to prove anything. Your presence is the proof. And Jung's idea fits you perfectly. We are not only what happened to us. We are what we decided to become. And your unconscious choice of the oak is a decision, to be the pillar that fear breaks against. If you accept this, you may feel something strange, almost physical, as if strength rises from the ground into your chest. 2. The weeping willow. The dance with the shadow. If the willow called you, then your soul is speaking the language of deep feeling. Not the feeling you post online, not the feeling you perform. The real feeling. Quiet intuition, subtle knowing, total acceptance of reality as it is. You chose the symbol of a higher wisdom, flexibility. People confuse flexibility with weakness, but you know the truth. What is rigid breaks. What is flexible survives. The willow doesn't fight the storm. It turns the wind into a dance. And right now you are learning, or you have already mastered, the art of not resisting life, but moving with it. Jung called this the integration of the shadow, the willingness to look at the parts of yourself people label bad, anger, sadness, fear, not with a sword, but with a lamp. Your superpower is empathy. You feel people under your skin. You sense moods in a room before a word is spoken. And yes, sometimes that gift is almost unbearable, because the willow's shadow is losing yourself, dissolving into other people's pain, carrying emotions that aren't yours. The water beside the willow is the unconscious, and you have direct access to it. But you must remember, you can drink from deep waters, or you can drown in them. Right now, external goals may feel empty to you. Career races, status games, loud victories. You don't want conquest. You want harmony. Some people may mistake your softness for surrender. But your strength is like water. It flows around obstacles, and over time it can reshape stone. You don't lose battles. You simply refuse the ones that cost your inner peace. And if melancholy visits you lately, don't panic. For you, sadness may not be an illness. It may be a sacred reset, a dark, quiet room where your soul reorganizes itself. 3. The apple tree, the gardener of your life. If you chose the apple tree, then your soul is vibrating at the frequency of creation. Care, generosity, real, tangible harvest. You are in a season where the most precious things are not abstract ideas, but what you can touch: your home, your family, your projects, your friendships. This is your true wealth. You embody the creator archetype and the nurturer at the same time. You're the gardener who finds joy not in owning, but in growing. Your energy is warm and protective, the kind that wants to feed people, shelter them, keep them safe. You take wild chaos and turn it into something ordered and alive. You build, you tend, you improve the world, starting with the people closest to you. But here comes the shadow: self-sacrifice. The apple tree can give and give and give until it feels hollow. Over-caretaking, trying to control everything for their own good. Not knowing how to let go. A healthy garden must include a space for the gardener to rest in the shade. And here's the good news. If you chose this tree, you may be approaching a harvest season. A moment when you can look at what you built and without false humility say, "Yes, I did that." Your soul does not crave adrenaline storms. Its food is quiet, deep happiness in simple things. Don't let cynics belittle your work. Keeping life alive, day after day, is one of the greatest arts there is. Stay with your first choice. Don't upgrade it. Don't romanticize another one. Because the unconscious doesn't speak in what looks impressive. It speaks in what is true. Let's go on. 4. The pine on the cliff, the vertical spine of spirit. If your eyes locked onto the solitary pine on the rocky cliff, your soul is resonating with the archetype of the warrior hermit, the ascetic philosopher. Right now, your greatest support is not your social circle, not approval, not comfort. Your support is your own inner backbone, forged through pressure, shaped by storms, hardened by truth. You are someone who searches for meaning, not in the horizontal world. The noise of groups, trends, conversations, distractions, but in the vertical world, the climb of your spirit. This pine does not require ideal conditions. It sinks its roots into bare stone, and that means something about you. You have learned to draw energy from within, from your connection to something higher. Whether you call it God, purpose, fate, the universe, or simply your own conscience. You have discovered the secret most people avoid. Real support is not what stands beside you. It is what stands inside you. And because of that, solitude may feel necessary to you right now, like air, not as punishment, as medicine. You need silence so that among thousands of voices, you can finally hear your own. But every archetype has a shadow. The pine's shadow is pride. The danger is building a wall around yourself so high that no love can reach you. Strength can harden into arrogance. Self-sufficiency can become inability to receive. You may start believing that needing anyone is weakness, and then you become the prisoner of your own tower. So if you chose the pine, here is your quiet warning. Independence is powerful, but isolation is a slow kind of starvation. Jung believed that a person who has not walked through the hell of their own passions will never master them. And your choice suggests something important. You have looked into that fire, and you didn't run. You walked through it. You came back with a treasure most people never earn: self-command. That's why you're not easily frightened by difficulty. You intuitively understand that every storm only makes you grip your cliff more deeply. Your values, your truth, your discipline. Some people may call you cold, but what they don't see is the inner work boiling inside you. You don't waste energy on empty talk. You store it for the ascent. Your power is the ability to stay upright, even when the world crawls on its belly chasing quick pleasures. If this is you, then you already know. You weren't built for noise. You were built for height. 5. The Birch Grove. The unity of light souls, and if, without thinking, your heart chose the bright birch grove, the sun-threaded forest of slender white trunks, then your main source of strength right now is resonance, synergy, belonging. You are not someone who thrives in isolation. For you, being alive means being connected. Alone, you may feel vulnerable. But with your people, you become part of something unbreakable and beautiful. You carry the archetype of social intelligence. Your gift is not domination. It is illumination. You create spaces where others feel safe, seen, and accepted. Often without realizing it, you become the glue that holds groups together. Your unconscious is telling you something clear. Right now, nothing matters more than your circle, your family, your friends, your team, your community. You recharge through connection, the way a phone charges from an outlet. But here is the shadow: fear of being alone, dependence on approval. The desire to be good for everyone can slowly erase the shape of your true self. Sometimes, to protect harmony, you might swallow your truth. You might sacrifice your needs so the group stays comfortable. So remember this: even in a grove, every birch is still its own tree. with its own roots. Your individuality matters. Your boundaries matter. Your truth matters. Unlike the pine that finds truth in solitude, your truth is born in dialogue. Unlike the oak that draws power from the past, your power is in the living now. The warmth of a shared moment, a shared laugh, a shared silence. Jung said that when two personalities meet, both are changed, like chemicals reacting. And if you chose the Birch Grove, you are often the catalyst. You create reactions. You create warmth. You start chain reactions of good. If life has scattered you away from your people lately, and you felt emptier than you expected, then your choice is a loud call from the soul. Reconnect. Return. Repair the vital bonds. Because your mission is not to shine alone. It is to help light spread. Your choice today may have been more than curiosity. It may have been a step toward living your life. Not the life that was expected of you, not the life you inherited, not the life you performed, but the one that actually belongs to you. Now I want you to write in the comments. Which tree did you choose? Oak, willow, apple tree, pine, or birch grove? And most importantly, how strongly did the description match what you're feeling right now? Your experience isn't small. It becomes a mirror for someone else who doesn't yet have words for what they're going through. We read every comment, because this channel exists for those moments of recognition, when a person finally sees themselves. Thank you for walking this path with us.